Okay, let's give it the old test. 1 2 1 2. All right, looks like we're good. Dan sucks. Yes, sir. Yeah, let me see what's going on with speech chat. Is that thing booted up or not? All right, looks like we're good. Yes, sir. So yes, speech chat doesn't seem to be saying anything, so I might have to just read the chat off of my phone here. Okay, but we can hold on. Let me. I'm probably gonna have to turn the mic up though. Um, wait a minute. Properties. Advanced audio properties. Um, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. All right, folks. Let me know. Let me know if it gets too loud or if it's not loud enough. Okay, so what is up, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man Lincoln Clay, and we are back for some more Project Motor Racing. This time I am sitting at my other PC. This is the PC that whenever I do the two PC setup, this would be my streaming PC. And as the title said, it has a 3070 Ti and Intel i7-11700k, 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM at 3600 hertz. And I've used weaker PCs in the past as a streaming PC, but this particular PC, I built it the way it is now because I wanted to have a PC uh, this strong enough to play games, in from the bedroom. So I am sitting in my bedroom, and that's why I don't have a camera on right now because I do live in a typical bachelor's pad. Um, I need to knock out some laundry and all that good shit. So yeah, no camera in my bedroom. But yeah, I am sitting in my bedroom at my on my streaming PC. I am going to play this game on my streaming PC. I am also on my Logitech wheelbase versus the Fanatec wheelbase that I was on, and I played it earlier, and I had it at the same settings that I had my 4090 PC set on, and I got the same results. The game ran good, didn't crash on me. I had a couple of quirks that didn't have anything to do with the PC itself, so I'll get to that. But I want to start by talking about what people are saying about this game. This game is getting absolutely hammered on Twitter and YouTube. And I think rather than people being just like being upset about some things, because it's all over the place what they're complaining about. Complaining about servers, about the game crashing, about the user interface. Um, it's all kinds of stuff. But I think the heart of all of it is I think they might feel that the devs were
At
in.
I7-11700k said, hammered hammer.
Yeah, definitely. I think I think the heart of the criticism is coming from a place of people probably feeling like the devs were disingenuous with the way they presented this game. And I think they probably feel like the devs presented this game as if it was going to be a hardcore sim that would probably compete with Le Mans Ultimate or iRacing. And now that they got their hands on it, no, it doesn't feel like a hardcore sim. It feels more like a simcade, as they're calling it. And if that's what they want to call it, I'm fine with it. For me, it feels kind of like Automobile Lista 2, and a lot of people consider Automobile Lista 2 a simcade. So uh, there's that. So I'm fine with it being called a simcade. And I think the other thing now, this might be one area where people have a good reason to be mad at the developers because they presented this game as if it was going to have the best AI ever in a racing game. And the AI is stupid. So that's one legitimate area. Um, that's one area where they have a legitimate case for being upset. Um, that's one of the that's one of the few negatives I got on this game. And yeah, for me, the negatives were some of the cars were hard to drive. If you downshifted too low, the car would snap and spin around. It wasn't like that with every car. Um, I definitely found that Acura hypercar hard to drive. Uh, what else? I was just playing with my friend Boris. I was in a session with him earlier, and we had a hard time getting it going. So there's some server issues sometimes. um, there were times I was able to get into a session with no problem. There was times where I couldn't get into a session. There was times where it wouldn't list any sessions. There was times where it did list sessions, but I couldn't get into them. So it was kind of hit or miss. So that's one of the negatives. Was
At
the
Holiandonsic156 said, let's see what it has to offer.
For the most part, I like it more than, and I don't even want to use the word dislike. I keep catching myself. I keep wanting to jump out and say I like it more than I dislike it, but I don't dislike this game. I like it. So I mean, the things that I find negative about the game, in my opinion, are kind of minuscule. Um, so like I said, the server, some of the cars were snapping loose when you downshift too low, and the force feedback was weird on some of the cars. Um, so the force feedback wasn't, bad across the board. Some cars were good, some of them not so much. But the community is definitely having a fit about that. Um, as far as the force feedback goes with some of these cars, I just chalked it up that maybe they try to give different cars different characteristics. I mean, like Le Mans Ultimate, the force feedback isn't the same across different cars, and I think the AMG is the prime example on Le Mans Ultimate. Uh, when the tires are cold, that car feels like it has virtually no force feedback. At 0 degrees, you feel a little bit of force feedback, but then once you turn it so far, the force feedback drops off the table, just like Forza Motorsports does. But once the tires warm up, then the force feedback starts to get more complete from one end to the other. So I figured something like that might be the case with Project Motor Racing. So the force feedback is, kind of hit or miss. Some cars are good, some of them aren't. The GT3s have been criticized for being undrivable, but I found the GT3 is one of the easiest cars to drive on this game. That those were the one cars that didn't snap or come loose on me. So Physics, yeah, they are a little, as far as the physics goes, my other negative that I might have on the physics might be that because of the simcade nature of the physics, sometimes it's a little bit easy to catch a car. If a car starts to come loose, sometimes it's a little bit easy to catch. I mean, if you catch it when you first detect that the car is about to become unstable, if you lift, you can pretty much save the car. But if it's something where it suddenly whips around from you downshifting too low, then no, it's hard to save those ones. But for the most part, yeah, it's kind of easy to save the cars. Maybe a little too easy. So I know they're going to get these server issues resolved, and so I guess I'll kind of let them explain that. So the devs released this message to the community that you are looking at because they are getting absolutely trashed on Twitter, and I mean they are getting ganged up on. I think
At Holiandonsic 156 said, interesting.
So this is a response to the heat that they've been taking. So I'll read it, and I mean there's some things that I think you can read into it. So let's message to the community. Today means a lot to us. Project Motor Racing isn't just releasing a game, it's sharing something we poured our hearts into for 3 long years. We care about this sim and we care about your experience with it. You've been with us as we went on this journey together, and we want to acknowledge not only your feedback on this first day, but your passion and honesty. Behind the studio are people, and it hurts knowing we didn't hit expectations on release. Now, I think they probably knew that there was going to be some issues when this game launched, and I think the initial reaction might be, why didn't you put this game in early access? I think that could be because I don't think early access will fly on consoles. I think Microsoft and Sony don't do that early access shit on their consoles. So I don't think you'd be able to charge them an early access price and then come back and hit everybody again like Rensport did once the game comes out of early access. I mean, well, Rensport didn't hit anybody with an initial cost. They hit everybody with a DLC, and then still made you pay for the game once it released, which I thought was kind of shady. But so I'm under the impression that they're probably trying to recoup as much money as they can in one swoop. So I think that's probably why the game didn't have early access. So anyway, let's move on. So now we'd like to take this moment to explain where we are and what comes next. In the months leading up to release, we pushed with the intention of gaining a higher level of fidelity. We pushed with the intention of gaining a higher level of fidelity and accuracy. At the time, we did not see nor foresee performance issues during our testing across platforms and different specs of machines. Okay, I'll give them that. That you're trying to optimize God knows how many different configurations of PCs as well as consoles. However, once everything came together, issues have arisen that soured players' experience of the sim. These are our issues to solve, and we want to be upfront about them and what we're going to do. Here's where things stand. We're seeing inconsistencies on lower spec machines. Our AI runs the same physics you drive with, and the complexity of that system is something we are still tuning. Okay. I mean, I'm not on the inside, so I can't really say they're not being truthful or not. But as far as lower spec machines, yeah, I mean, when the YouTubers had early access to this game, the ones whose computers were crashing, most of them were in the mid to low range PCs. There was a couple of people that had high-end PCs and it still crashed on them. But I mean, right now the game hasn't crashed on either of these PCs. But we'll find out once I get this booted up, because on this PC right here, I have, I'm streaming directly to OBS instead of using the two PC setup. So I'm going to be gaming and streaming on this same PC, and this PC doesn't have near the power that my 4090 does. So we'll see what happens when we boot it up. Moving on. Speaking of AI, you have shown us numerous issues in our AI's awareness and behavior. So we already know what they're speaking of right there. The AI is straight stupid. We want you to understand that we see this in ways that our AI evidently doesn't. We will be working hard on this for upcoming patches. We want this to be a top performer in the single player space as much as you do, and reports of specific instances of AI unreliability assist us in nailing down avenues of improvement. We don't have a make AI better button, no one does, but we have no intention of settling for something that doesn't give you the experience you want or deserve. Some of the planned improvements need to be done at engine level, and this will take time. While we make small adjustments, more structural fixes take longer, require testing, and will arrive steadily as we complete them. I think that's transparent right there. I believe him. I think that's honest right there. Patch 1.5 has already arrived across all platforms. It's just the start. And moving on, but we want you to know this clearly. We're not backing away from these challenges. We're facing them head on. These sims matter to us. This sim matters to us, and your experience matters to us. What's coming next? In the coming days, we will share a full roadmap showing where we're headed with performance updates and fixes that now begin with the 1.5 patch. Okay. Updates on triple screen VR and your most requested community features. Now that's one easy to figure out. Being that they plan to give us updates on triple screens and VR in the next coming days, they must already have a date in mind when they plan to release the VR and the triple screen support. And it says, and your most requested community features, probably most likely referring to the radar. This game does not have radar, and that's probably been the biggest request so far, that they want a radar. But I'm not going to knock them for that, because Le Mans Ultimate started out with no radar, and people were wanting a radar, and they gave it to us soon after. So I do believe they're going to listen to the community. The question is can they fix these issues as fast as the devs did with Le Mans Ultimate? Moving on, details on several features many of you have asked about. We've built this on a new generation of simulation technology with AI on player level physics, a deep handling model, and systems designed with longevity in mind. We're still shaping it, still refining it, and we will keep doing that with you. You've been vocal, passionate, honest, and we're grateful for it, no matter how much it stings. Your feedback is our guide. We hear you, and we're committed to delivering the sim you expect. Thank you for being part of this journey, the PR team. Current priority issues. We have reports of peripheral issues on PS5. We have submitted fixes, and we will get it. We will get it to you. I think they meant to say we will get it you as soon as possible. Misspelling. We are working to stabilize our online servers, and they will remain under maintenance until this is completed. We are investigating some Xbox users unable to launch the software, so that's where they're at. All right, I think we can go ahead and boot up the game. Whoops. Let me pull that back up. Switch it over. And where are we at? Project Motor Racing. So give the game a second. It takes a little bit to boot up, especially on this computer, because I don't have the game stored on the SSD. So I, for the most part, like this game. I've had fun with it today, and the purpose of today's stream is to see how the game performs and what you can expect if you are running a PC with similar specs to this streaming PC that I'm sitting at now. I think I'm probably going to have to
At HolyandonSick156 said, my first time seeing this, let's go.
All right. I think I'm going to have to turn the volume down a little bit. Master volume's at 100. I'm going to take it down to 75. If it's not loud enough for you guys, let me know. The interface. Now, one of the problems I do have with the interface. Now, if you look down in the corner right here to your bottom left, I've got the cursor on the escape or the back button. You click on that, and now the escape button moves over here. So I assumed that, you know, I wasn't paying attention earlier, so I just kept assuming that the escape button was still over here to the far left. So I would hit the
At Crook3D Racing said, surprised to hear you say you like it. Seems like the majority don't like it much at all.
Well, I think it wasn't. I'm not exactly surprised that I like it, because I think this game has some similarities to Automobilista 2, which I do like Automobilista 2. In fact, this game offers me something that really only Forza can give me, and that's the ability, like, I have been falling in love with these older classes. You know, the GT3s, the hypercars, that's already a given. But like you know that the GTEs are my favorite class. In addition to the GTEs, I'm also starting to fall in love with the GT1 class, especially on Automobilista 2. The Group C class, I've always loved the Group C class. So these older classes, what this game gives me is the possibility of playing these games, those classes, in ranked races. Whereas Automobilista 2 has most of the same classes, but it does not have any in-game daily races. It doesn't have any ranked races. It's all open lobby shit. And so, you know, Le Mans Ultimate pretty much doesn't have those older classes. GT7 has a few cars from the older classes, but they don't use them in daily races. It's usually Group 3, Group 4, and then for daily race A, it's always some kind of production car. So GT7 has a ton of cars that they don't utilize in daily races. This game looks like it will utilize some of those older classes. So you go to the multi.
At Crook3D Racing said, that's true about the ranked racing.
Mm-hmm. And as much as like I get furious with some of the shit that happens on Le Mans Ultimate, I still love ranked racing. It's just that, you know, like Le Mans Ultimate, I'm probably done. As far as the bronze beginner races, I'm probably done doing the GT3s and stuff like that, because that's just chaos. For Le Mans Ultimate, I'm just pretty much sticking with the GTE class, and then like the advanced races and the driver swap races, that's pretty much it. So we go here on this game, we go to the ranked lobbies. So you got this 992 trophy. Oh, this is actually at Donington. I'll go ahead and register for this race. Now, I kind of like that Porsche. That Porsche is kind of dope. I think I'm going to end up going with the Yeah, I like that one. Oh, these are identical cars. They just got different numbers. So we'll go with the old 57. Confirm. Okay, so this session begins in 4 minutes. We'll go ahead and give it a shot. And then you see on here, let me see, console. We've got 1, 2. Oh, that's the leaderboard. I don't, and right here, they need to specify that this is the leaderboard.
At HolyandonSick156 said, I upgraded my internet speed the other day so I don't need to buy a PlayStation 5. I jumped online in Apex Legends ranked and did 3 times better than before. I was moving 1,000 miles per hour.
I assume you're on a PC. I'm assuming you already have a PC, being that you said you don't have to move, you don't have to get a PS5. So I'm assuming you're already on PC. Oh shit, look at this. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this race. Alright, we've got 17 registered users for this race. 10 minutes of quali. It is a 20 lap race. In most cases, I would like that. The problem is that I am sitting in my bedroom and I'm not at my rig. I am sitting in a lawn chair with my Logitech wheelbase clamped to a folding table. And
at HolyandonSick156 said, PS4 Pro.
Oh, that's a catchy one, Dan Sock.
At Crook3D Racing said, have you tried Skyrim in VR, Clay?
Oh yeah.
Been thinking of picking that up.
Yeah, Crooked. I've got Skyrim in VR. I think I only played it for about an hour, but yeah, I got it. And depending on your PC specs, you may have to play with the settings a little bit. But that's a game that that Skyrim in VR has been out. It's been out for like 6-7 years. So that's a game that I refuse to pay the $50 for it, because I think that game still goes for $50 on Steam. I refuse to pay it, because when I bought it off G2A. I think I bought it off G2A for like $15. So yeah, if you like Skyrim, yeah, go ahead and definitely scoop it up in VR. Because it's the same game, you're just playing it in VR. So Dan Sock, coming back to that, you said you had the PS4 Pro. The problem with the PS4 Pro is that console was not fully utilized. I think that console was capable.
At Crook3D Racing said, it's only 15 right now, that's why I was thinking about it.
Oh yeah, go ahead and grab it. If it's $15, go ahead and grab it, because once it's off sale, it's probably going to jump back up to $50. So I'd say go ahead and grab it. You know, put it in your backlog. Only $15. I mean, you might spend that much. 2 people eat at McDonald's. You'll spend that much money these days. So coming back to the PS4 Pro thing, that in my belief, I think that console is capable of running a lot of games at 60 frames per second, although it probably have to be 1080p. But Sony wanted parity across the board, so any game that ran at 30 frames per second on the standard PS4, they had to lock it down to 30 frames per second as well on the PS4 Pro. So in my opinion, I think with the PS5, they're kind of finally giving
you. At HolyandonSick156 said, I can hang in with PS5s and PCs with my PS4 Pro. I'm a seasoned veteran in shooters and internet is really fast now. I hold up okay.
Okay, that's cool. Now, don't get me wrong. There's still some games that run at 60 frames per second on PS4 Pro. But hey, you know, if it's getting the job done for you, then that works.
At HolyandonSick156 said, PS4 Pro has a pretty fast frames per second mode. I get around 50 frames with the Pro.
The session was supposed to start. Oh, it crashed. It must have crashed. Because there was 17 people registered for this. It was starting to launch the session. And then it crashed. So, okay. That's where they're going to take some heat. They got to fix these servers. Right now, it says it's launching. So I might have to back out of here and try to find another session. Or maybe even see if I can find...
At HolyandonSick156 said, it crashed he.
Yeah, so definitely looks like a server issue. Well, let's see who's got what on custom lobbies. GT3's at Lime Rock. There's only 2 people in there. Multi-class at Mount Panorama. I'm a little bit curious about that. Okay, I can't join it. So already know what this is about. Unfortunately, when this kind of shit happened earlier, where I couldn't get into some of these lobbies, I had to close the game and then reboot it. Alright.
At Crook3D Racing said, the graphics in this game leave a lot to be desired in my opinion. They look so dull and washed out.
It's hard for me to... The graphics. I can't complain about the graphics. I say that because even though, using Race Room as an example, I'm having an absolute blast on Race Room. It's gotten me away from the monotony that goes on Le Mans Ultimate. It has been a breath of fresh air. Oh shit. I should go back, change vehicle. Now, you know what? I'll go ahead and stay with this Corvette because these GT3s honestly seem to be a little more stable than the GTEs. Oh shit, this look like this shit filling up. Okay. Now, coming back to the graphics, what I was about to say using Race Room to make my point is that even with these updated graphics on Race Room, the game still looks old. I finally got that shit out of my system. Automobilista 2 in VR spoiled me, because that game looks so damn good in VR. First time I saw that in VR, I had inferior equipment, and it still looked gorgeous in VR. And then that game became the benchmark. And then if any racing game that I played in VR, if it didn't come anywhere near close to looking like Automobilista 2, I didn't want to play it unless it was ACC. ACC looked like dog shit.
At Crook3D Racing said, Do you have modded Assetto Corsa? I don't see a reason for PMR with modded AC.
As far as multiplayer goes, modded AC, not everybody can join unless everybody has the same files. So one time a few years ago, some of my friends and we got together and did some racing on Assetto Corsa with mods. And there were some people whose cars weren't showing up because everybody had the same files. So what we had to do before a session started was everybody had to share the files of the cars they planned on using for the race. We had to like put the file up in a Discord so everybody can grab it and download it to their computers. So no, like as far as I'm concerned, like unless you go out of your way to organize a session, these mods on Assetto Corsa are pretty much for single player. Now the graphics on this game, so I already use Race Room as an example. Even with its up-to-date graphics, the game still looks old, but I'm okay with it. It looks good enough to get the job done, and that's kind of the way I feel about this game. The graphics aren't great, but they aren't dog shit either. They'll get the job done, especially when the VR comes along. It's probably not going to look nowhere near as good as Automobilista 2, but I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
At Crook 3D Racing said, I think it's more streamlined now. As far as I know, it downloads the car right away when you pick a lobby. I've had a lot of fun racing lobbies on it.
Truthfully speaking, I really have not dived into Assetto Corsa in quite a while. I did have a lot of mods on there a couple of years ago, but then when I had to rebuild my computer, I lost all that modded shit that I bought from different websites and stuff. I lost all of it, and I didn't feel like trying to remember this site that I bought this car at, this site that I have an account at. I just said, like, I don't really play the game that much anyway, so I really didn't care to go back and try to recover all those lost mods. I hope we're still live.
Said.
Okay, looks like we're still live. Let's put some soft tires on here to start. I think I'm going to have to turn this down some more. Because I don't want to have to shout over this. If it's not loud enough, let me know. I'll turn it back up.
At Crook 3D Racing said, it wasn't like that for me. Just followed a YouTube video and you download a program called Content Manager and it does the rest. It's an amazing experience.
Yep. Yeah, both Assetto Corsa and Automobilista 2 have content managers for the mods. Ooh. Seems to be running pretty good.
At Holiandonsic 156 said, looks good, I like the HUD. At Holiandonsic 156 said, the cabin's nice.
Yeah. Cars sound good on this game too. He got a long practice. I don't know if anybody's going to stick around for this. He's got a 25-minute practice. Am I the only one trying to put in a lap here? I'm the only one with a registered time. Yeah, I'm the only one here.
At Holiandonsic 156
Wait a minute.
said, I'm gonna head out to save battery. Good seeing you, brother. Stay strong, stay happy.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for dropping in. Well, it's saying there's people on the track, but will it let me view them? Oh, that's not good. All right, well, it looks like there is at least a live person on the track, though, because here looks like there's a couple of cars coming down here. But still, though, that's a long, that is a, a long practice session, like almost a half hour. Okay, but at least no, I don't want to quit to the main menu. I just want to get back there and drive. Okay, now it looks like we might have a problem. Cause I want to get back out there and drive, but I hit quit. I said, "Are you sure you want to quit to the main menu?" No. Okay, there it is. Now I can drive. So if I spectate, so they got 30-minute practice, 5-minute quali, and a 10-minute race. That's backwards. So right now, I'm only seeing one other car with a registered lap time. Everybody else seems to be on track, but not seeing a lap time.
All clear.
Oh, saw a big hesitation right there. Probably caused him to crash. I should not have been able to save that. I think I just got an achievement. I got the fastest middle sector. got to come back into the pits. The other thing that I'm not understanding with the HUD is how to find out where you got damage, whether or not you got damage. All right, let's get back out there, give it a go.
Clear the pits.
At HannyC63 said, "Do you like the game?"
Yes, I do. I do like the game. Got the fastest first sector. I was on pace to have the fastest lap. I was on pace to set a 207.6, which would have been the fastest lap. I got the second fastest lap with a 208.1, which puts me about 0.3 off the fastest lap. But I still got the fastest first sector.
Final 10 minutes.
Is this thing showing me live on? No, this thing better not be showing me live. Showing me live on Steam. Let me see. Screenshot videos. Library. Rysen. Notes my review. Yeah, I don't know if I'm live or not on Steam. It shows a red dot next to live, but I don't know if I'm live or not. How much time we got? 8 minutes. Give me a second, folks. I gotta go grab a drink. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and I hear my computer kind of sounding like a jet. That's one of the bad things about these 3000 cards. I think they're good cards, but they pour out a lot of heat. And when you have a high or even moderately demanding game, it will make these graphics card kick on and pour out a lot of heat. Now the 4000 cards are wonderful when it comes to cooling. Let me check, see how many people we got in this session. So we still got 9 people in this session. And at the moment, oh, it's showing me with the fastest lap. The guy had the faster lap than me must have left. Now consoles, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 12 people here are on consoles. So I guess that's where the user base is going to be. And it doesn't help that I think most of the negative views of this game is probably coming from the PC gamers that felt like the developers advertised this as some kind of hardcore sim, and it's basically a simcade. So I don't think you're going to see the console gamers complaining about this game as much. I don't think they're going to complain about the game itself. They'll probably complain if the game isn't running right. Well, we only got 4 minutes remaining. So yeah, I'll stick around for this session. Well, it's showing 12 of us in here. Tire's cold.
At HannyC63 said, "If you want, we can do the driver swap race tomorrow. Would you like to?"
Hell yeah! Cause after tomorrow, I'm off work till Tuesday, so hell yeah, we can do that driver swap race.
At HannyC63 said, "Yeah, nice. This time we will finish that race.
And I'm still
Haha.
gonna take a victory drunk from my shoe if we win it.
Left to the session.
Got the fastest second sector again.
At Toyotamon 182. Said. This is game of the year.
I wouldn't go that far, but I like it.
Checking flag this lap. End of session.
I screwed up. Cause I could have hit 207. Now, I'm not trying to talk shit, not trying to talk to my own horn, but I am on my Logitech wheelbase in my bedroom. If I would have been out there on my other rig, on my Fanatec, my GT Omega rig, I would have got
At Nivasi Sim Racer 67. Said. LOL.
Yeah.
At Nivasi Sim Racer 67. Said. It needs many tweaks, man, big time, LOL.
It does need a few tweaks. Oh, we're qualifying. Okay, okay, let's go. Cause all that was just practice we just got done with. We're qualifying now. Let's go. It's only a 5-minute quali, so I'm only gonna have enough time for an out lap and then one real lap.
At Nivasi Sim Racer 67. Said. Yep, I like it though, it can only get better.
Agreed. I can't wait for the VR.
At Bikram Raja U8B. Said. What Logitech wheelbase do you use?
I am using the Logitech 923 True Force. This is not my, hold on. This is not my main wheelbase. I'm in my bedroom right now, and that's why I don't have a camera turned on. If I was at my other computer, my other wheelbase is a Fanatec Podium DD1 with 20 Newton meters of torque, and my rig is a GT Omega wheelbase. And my other PC has a camera on it, you know, so I would normally be on camera. But the whole purpose of this stream is the PC in my bedroom that I'm sitting at right now is my streaming PC. And I just wanted to see, I'm basically stress testing it to see how much I can throw at it and see how much it can take. So if people ask me, hey, you know, my computer has this, this, and this, will it run it? Then I can give them I think I can get them a pretty good answer. This is it right here.
Send it, mate. Don't leave any time out there.
I just hit a 2.7, 207.9. I don't think that's going to hold up, but I'll take it. There's no doubt in my mind if I was on my other wheelbase, I think I would get into the 206s. So yeah, the purpose of this stream is I'm basically stress testing my streaming PC. My other PC is a 4090 and it can take anything that I throw at it. Whereas this 3070, and you know, for those who follow my channel, from time to time I will remind people that if you want a sim race, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg. It's not expensive the way people make it out to be. You know, this Logitech wheelbase that I have, it retailed for $400. I got it on sale for $350, but you don't have to pay near that much. You can get one off of eBay for 150 bucks. And this is actually a good starter wheelbase. I actually like it. And then as far as something you don't have to buy, you don't have to spend $1,000 on a PC. You can buy a PlayStation 5 off of eBay for like, you know, 300 bucks. The only catch is that if you want to race online, you would need to have PlayStation Plus, which costs 80 bucks a year. So I think over the long haul, I think building a PC is more more value for the money. And then if you want to race in VR, you know that you can get a PlayStation 2 off of eBay for $250. So yeah, sim racing doesn't have to be expensive. This only is like, as far as I'm concerned, if you got a job, you can sim race. I spent quite a bit of money on all my PCs and my racing setup. If I had a chance to do it all again, I wouldn't have spent near as much money as I did, because you know my 4090 is turning out to be overkill, because it can run anything I throw at it with flying colors. And then I have a secondary PC with a 3080 Ti. That's the PC that my son uses when he comes over on the weekends. I use it sometimes, but that PC is more or less for him. And that one can pretty much run anything that I throw at it. So where is everybody? I'm not seeing anybody. Yeah, there's definitely something going on with this session. Looks like I'm the only one in here, so at some point it crashed. And I'm the only one in here now. So yeah, that's the biggest issue with this game right now. They got to get these servers together. So these next two races coming up, I'm not familiar with the track, and I don't feel like holding you guys up. So you know, I'll go back and do some single player stuff, do a couple of single player races. Go back to using the Porsche. Like, all these cars sound good in this game. I don't think I've tried the Aston Martin yet. Let's give that a go. I like the other one better. This one, I like that Aston Martin better. So what track are we gonna look at? I don't know. Yeah, let's do Northampton, otherwise known as Silverstone. and let's put some opponents in there. Let's put about 15 cars in here and see if it can handle it. All right. I know this track, so I'll probably do a lap or two just to get familiar with this version of Silverstone. So, for those who haven't noticed, some of these tracks on this game, they obviously don't have the official license for the track, so they made the track and gave it a different name. So this is Silverstone, and I guess it is in Northampton, so they're just calling it Northampton Grand Prix or whatever they call it. And my guess is that's how they skated around having to get a license for the track. We're not going to do a whole 10 minutes of practice. I'm just going to do a lap or two, and then we're just going to move straight into a race. Oh yeah, I forgot that the AI is stupid on this game though.
Hammer down now.
Ooh. Ooh. All right, I think we need to go to another track. I need to be in VR for this. Not only that, I think I want to change cars. That Aston sounds pretty good, but I think I want to hear something that screams really loud. That Aston Martin kind of like, hey. Now the Porsche screams on this game, and so does the AMG. Rah! The AMG lets you know it's there. Red Bull Ring. Zolder's a tricky one. Zolder's a tricky track. I think when I used to do this track on ACC, I think my fastest lap on this track might have been a 129.
the pits.
Ooh! Woo! 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 That back end was trying to get a little funky on me.
At Furfer73 said, "What's your FFB settings?"
Oh shoot. Let me pull over so I can answer that question. I am on my streaming computer right now, and I am on my Logitech G923 True Force. It's maxed out. This wheelbase is only, I think it's like 2.1 Newton meters of torque. So it's maxed out, and I barely feel anything. I feel the details in the roll, but in terms of resistance, no, I don't feel that much. My Fanatec wheelbase in the main living room, yeah, that's a different story. That's 20 Newton meters of torque. I normally set that. I normally set that at about
At Furfer73 said, "I have the Logitech Pro wheel."
No, I don't have that one. But my main wheelbase, like I said, is a Fanatec Podium DD1, which is 20 Newton meters of torque, which is enough to snap your wrist off. That one I have it set at about 35-40%. So that's set at about 7-8 Newton meters of torque, and it has 20. So that's enough to give me good resistance, but not being in danger of snapping my arms off. So, but as far as this goes, yeah, both in-game and through the Logitech software, this wheel is turned all the way up.
At Furfer73 said, "Can you share your Fanatec FFB settings in game settings?"
I'm not at that wheelbase right now, so the best I can do is like show it to you the next time I go live. Because
At Furfer73 said, "I'm talking about in-game settings."
in-game settings, you know, the in-game settings as far as my Fanatec wheelbase goes, I haven't really messed with it that much. Like the gain, I think I turned it down from 100% and turned it down to like
At Furfer73 said, "Dang."
So in-game settings, input devices. So the steering wheel right there. So the gain for this wheelbase is turned all the way up to 100. So I haven't touched anything. As far as this computer goes, I haven't touched anything. My other computer where the Fanatec wheelbase is connected to, I turned the gain down from 100 down to about 75. But the force feedback on the wheelbase itself is only at like 40%. All right, let's go ahead and let's return to pit. Let's just go ahead and jump into a race.
Not ideal, mate. There's gonna be a mess in front of us. I hope you're ready for it.
All right, let's go.
At Furfer73 said, "Thank you."
Not a problem. So the graphics, like everybody was talking about, the graphics aren't impressive, but I don't think they're dog shit the way everybody else made it out to sound. And I'm at a point where, you know, especially like Race Room, as I said earlier, Race Room, even with their updated graphics, the game still looks old, and I'm fine with it. It looks good enough to get the job done.
Get ready, mate.
Hold on. Now that is one attention to detail that it's been mentioned a couple of times, but not that much. You see the marbles on the track, all the the rocks and rubber that chipped off the tires all over the track. So when the cars go over them, it flicks it right into your windshield. So that's an attention to detail that I like. I like those small details. It's something that it's been talked about a couple of times on this game, but I do think they try to pay attention to details. So, I like that. Small touch, but I like it. You can definitely feel the force feedback working, because this must be like a really bumpy track. froze on me for a second. Ooh! Game froze on me for a second. Oh! Flicking all those marbles at me. Ah,
in the end. Just wasn't quite quick enough today.
that was fun though. I'm gonna have one more look at the with the multiplayer and see what's there. If not, I'll do one more single player race and then I think I'll wrap it up. It's working its way towards 10 o'clock. But yeah, that was fun. Now, and audio. When you talk about Sims and all their cars, not just one specific car, I think wow. Wow, I really got to think this one over. But as far as Sims that I put some time into, I'm feeling like Automobilista 2, as far as the car audio, cockpit audio, or even the chase cam audio. I'm feeling like Automobilista 2 might have the best car audio across the board. This might come second. Because I like, as far as the way the car sounds, I actually like this better than Le Mans Ultimate, believe it or not. All the cars got that high-pitched turbo whine. I love that with race cars. And some of the cars don't have that on Le Mans Ultimate. Damn. Nobody registered for this. Nobody registered for none of these. Alright, let's see the custom lobby then. Here's multi-class at Daytona. Let's see if we can get in there. They've got crossplay turned on. Nope, it doesn't look like I can get in there. So I already know what the deal is. I would have to shut the game down and then reboot it in order for these servers to populate correctly. I don't feel like doing that, so I'll go back and do one more single player race, and then I think I'll wrap it up. So, and I know we've seen it enough times. I was going to say let's do Sebring, but actually let's do this. Because I play Le Mans Ultimate so much that this Nürburgring Grand Prix is a track that, not that, you know, I did that track a lot back when I used to do ACC. But that track isn't on Le Mans Ultimate, so I mean, if I would have done Sebring, okay, you guys already see me do Sebring on Automobilista 2 and Le Mans Ultimate. I have not tried the Audi. As far as GT3 goes, I have not tried the Audi, and I have not tried the BMW yet. So I guess we'll give the Audi a go this time. Yep, let's go with that one. Yeperinis. I know this track, so we'll just get straight to it.
Have you got some tricks up your sleeve?
That's my car right there. Yeah, I like that. I like that livery on the NSX.
Keep focused.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I got greedy. Trying to prove that I got some pace instead of just following everybody.
At Honorgubi 391 said, very greedy.
Yep, real
At
greedy.
Honorgubi 391 said, LOL.
Hey, I'm super greedy.
At HanuBB391 said, the bump effects sound like that one meme bumping sound.
Give me a second, I'll check that. I have to recheck that comment. Going to try to go up. Oh, that Corvette, only one of its brake lights is working.
At HanuBB391 said, cause you busted its other one.
Here. Okay. The bump effect sounds like that one meme bumping sound. Cause you busted its other one. I'm not sure which meme you're talking about. Oh, really?
At HanuBB391 said, wow.
Yeah, I'm old, man, so so I ain't up on a lot of the memes and this 6-7 shit and all that kind of stuff. Sorry.
At HanuRBB391 said, same here, but I was saying low cause of the AI attempt to overtake in T1.
Oh shit! Come on, move.
Halfway point.
I seen him die bombing in. I let him go. Ooh, ooh, ooh!
Track limit violation. Officials are aware.
Oh, and I got heavy damage. Never mind. And if you look by my name, every time you get a track violation, they slap 2 seconds on your time. So at the end of this race, I'm gonna have 2 seconds added to my final time. Or I guess if you want, you can come into the pits and serve the penalty. So, oh, you were saying same here, but I was saying because the AI attempt to overtake at turn 1. Yeah, that the AI dive bombed in there. So I'm so based on what I've shown so far, I don't know what it is. This got these YouTubers got their panties in a bunch. If they feel like Ian Bell projected this game as if it was going to be a hardcore sim, competing with the likes of Le Mans Ultimate and iRacing, when they first announced this game, it looked like they were going to use the Madness engine, the same engine that was used to develop the Project Cars games and the Automobilista games. So at that point, I already thought, okay, these games are probably gonna look and feel like Automobilista 2. And then when they switched up and was like, no, we're using the same engine for a farming simulator, my thought was still the same, that until I see something different, I'm going to assume that this game is probably going to look and feel like Automobilista 2. Now, graphically, in all fairness, I've got this thing set to 1080p, and which I don't think it would have made much difference. It's just would have made it a sharper picture if I would have cranked it up to 1440 or even 2160. But graphically, I feel like it kind of looks like Forza. Now, Forza, their car models are not that. I'm not going to say they're not that good, but they're not on the level of GT7. They're okay. But what Forza does do good is those night races. Those look absolutely gorgeous. It looks like you're driving through a carnival. I don't know what the night stuff looks like on here. I guess I could have a look. All right, then before we get out of here, let me run and grab a drink real quick. And before we get out of here, I'll do a couple of laps on a night race to see how this looks, and that'll further stress test the computer to see how much, if the computer can take what I throw at it. I'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, let's have a look at some night shit. Well, I think the BMW is the only car in here that I haven't tried yet. So like this Aston Martin, I kind of don't see any point in trying it because I don't think it's going to sound too far off from the other Aston Martin. So let's have a look at the BMW. Okay, I think I like that livery. Even that one. And so it's either this one or this one. I like the orange in there. Yeah, let's go with that one. Trying to think which of these tracks is well lit. I think Daytona's a well lit track for night racing. So let's do that. And then start time 1400. Oh, that's morning. .23. That's 11. That's 11 p.m. local time. So yeah, let's see what the night looks like. I'm not gonna do night and rain because I'm not sure this PC will be able to handle night, rain, and OBS being opened all at the same time. I know my 4090 can handle it, no problem, but this computer I'm not sure. So I think what I'll do is I'll just try it when I'm not streaming, and then just let you guys know what happened the next time I go online.
Gonna be a messy start, man. So many cars in front of you.
All right, we'll take our chances. Not the game's got decent lighting. Like some of the lights that's shining onto the track, I see like little bit of a reflection on the track, you know, from the lighting. And I see a little bit of the reflections on the windshield from the night light. So not bad. Um, Now, not to sound like I'm glazing this game, but might be the best M4 that I've heard on a racing game. Leading up to the release of this game, I felt ACC might have had the best sounding M4. I don't know. I think this might be the best one that I've heard because, like I said, like almost any engine, whether it's a six or a V8, V10, V12, whatever. If it's got that high pitch whine, that high pitch turbo sound, you got me. Because I love that because that sounds like the car has got power, but it's also got technology. And a lot of times on some of these games, this BMW M4 doesn't have that high pitch whine, and it's just got that mess sound. It don't. It doesn't. It doesn't sound like a car that's telling you, "I'll kick your ass." But this car here, it sounds like this BMW sounds like it's got some teeth. So yeah, I like the way this BMW sounds. So I don't just for the purpose of not sounding like I'm glazing the game, I'm not gonna say it's the best. Although I think it's probably the best. So, damn, I gotta get up for work tomorrow. So, Le Mans Ultimate, sometime tomorrow. Um, my my teammate and I are looking to do the 2.4 hours of Le Mans. This weekend for Le Mans Ultimate is a big weekend. They are doing the 24 hours of Le Mans, which we will not be doing that because that's even for our three-man team, that's a lot. That's 8 hours of driving apiece. The 2.4 hours of Le Mans, which comes out to be exactly 2 hours, I think, and 44 minutes. And so we'll probably do like an hour and 20 something minutes each. So definitely tune in for that. And I'm off work after tomorrow. I'm off work until Tuesday. So I definitely plan to bring you guys some more Project Motor Racing. Hopefully we get another patch in the next day or so addressing these server issues so I can get in here and do some more online races. But other than that, what I showed you guys tonight, the biggest issue was the servers. Either I couldn't get in there or I get in there and then it seems like everybody else drops out and I'm the only person left. So other than that, I don't know what anybody could have looked at this game and saw and said that this game is trash. I like it. What we got for driver profile? Results history. Nope, no lap records. Stats. General. It even shows what your favorite tracks are. Nope. No save replays. Yeah. I wasn't trying to join the lobby. Just show me something. Okay, so that appears to be it. The servers seem to be the biggest glaring issue, and after that, I think the second biggest issue would be the AI. Although the AI, I was at the back, so like the races where I didn't qualify, they put me at the back of the grid. So I really didn't have to deal with the AI being stupid that much because I was the caboose on the train, and there wasn't many overtake opportunities. So yeah, hardly anybody's signed up for these ranked races, and I can only assume that it's because of the servers. And look at that. Yep, still can't get in any servers. Like I said, I already know that issue. I'd have to close the game and then reboot it. But I'm pretty much ready to end it, so. Alright, so that's going to do it for me. Really appreciate you all tuning in. Again, I like this game. I had fun with it. And I can't wait for the VR. I've already stated earlier that once we get the VR, this game is probably going to be my go-to game for GTEs, Group C, GT1s, you know, some of those older classes. So, I will talk to you all later. Be on the lookout for me tomorrow for my Le Mans Ultimate.
Communist. Thanks for following.
Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it. So yeah, be on the lookout tomorrow for Le Mans Ultimate, the 2.4 hours of Le Mans driver swap race. And yeah, I'll be doing a lot of streaming over this weekend since I'm off till Tuesday. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. You all have a good evening. We'll see you soon. And until the next one, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king. And deuces. Have a good night, everybody. And once again, thanks for watching.